Hey everyone! I am so excited to talk about the artist I picked for this semester, and that is Jennifer Maestre. And she is a sculptor and is best known for her very intricate and vibrant sculptures that are made from pencils. So, an unconventional material. Her work is very visually stunning, and beyond that, she explores themes of like transformation and nature and the unexpected. And I am so excited to talk about the ways that her work is unique and how she uses everyday materials like the pencils in innovative ways and why her art is so engaging. So let's get started. So, who is Jennifer Maestre? So, she is from South Africa, but she is now based in Massachusetts. She originally studied textile arts, and this background in craft and fiber techniques heavily influences her sculptural work today. She is best known for creating like intricate sculptures out of colored pencils, which is a very unusual medium, and it allows her to explore texture and color and structure in a way that can feel both natural and surreal. And a key inspiration for her work is marine life. So, in particular, she is very inspired by sea urchins. And she really likes the delicate yet spiky forms that influence a lot of her sculptures. So, she works at the fascinating intersection of craft and fine art and conceptual sculpture, and is reimagining everyday materials in ways that are both like visually striking and thought-provoking. So next up is, what is her artistic process and what materials? So she's got a few steps that she likes to go through, and I think her process is quite fascinating. So, unlike traditional sculptors who carve or mold their materials, she deconstructs colored pencils and she creates them into tiny pieces and drills holes in them and then painstakingly threads them together. And this technique is actually inspired by beading and textile construction, which reflects her background in fiber arts. And however, like working with grid materials presents like unique challenges for her. So like unlike fabric, pencils don't really bend. And this means that like Maestre must carefully plan how each piece connects, almost like an engineer constructing an intricate structure. It's almost like a puzzle. And the result is a sculpture that appears soft and organic, even though it's made from something that's rigid and sharp, like colored pencils. So her inspiration is from nature. Nature is a very driving force behind her work, particularly the intricate, delicate structures found in marine life, and especially sea urchins, with their spiky yet beautiful forms, are a major inspiration. They embody a duality, and they're both dangerous and fragile, which is reflected in her sculptures. And despite using like a rigid manufactured material, she manages to mimic the organic flow of nature, creating forms that seem to grow and move naturally. And some critics have even compared her work to the like scientific illustrations of Ernst Haeckel, who was able to capture the beauty and microscopic like marine organisms with incredible detail. And this connection between art and science makes her work even more fascinating to me, which I truly just find fascinating. One of the most striking aspects of her work is how she transforms an everyday object, which is the colored pencils, into something completely unrecognizable. And what was once like a simple school supply becomes a highly detailed and organic looking sculpture. And interestingly, she originally experimented with nails before transitioning to pencils, which gave her more versatility with color and shape. And by choosing such like a mundane material and pushing it to its limits, she is able to challenge our perception of what fine art can be. And her work forces us to reconsider the potential of ordinary objects and elevates them into something that can be quite simply extraordinary. So her signature work, and it is one of my favorites, it's the most well-known of her sculptures, and it's called The Strange Flower, and it's a perfect example of her artistic philosophy. She was initially inspired by a starfish. The sculpture then evolved organically during the creative process and demonstrated her balance of control and spontaneity. And although it is made from a completely artificial material, it feels like something that could be found like deep in the ocean or growing in an alien landscape. And the ability to make artificial materials feel so alive is one of the most compelling aspects of her work to me. And Strange Flower also blurs the lines between craft and sculpture and conceptual art, showing how her work defies an easy categorization. So, her portfolio, this is a collection of several of her works that highlight her versatility as an artist. Each sculpture, as you can see, is very unique, yet they all share very reoccurring themes. And they can be very complex textures and have dynamic movement, and the transformation of materials is just fascinating to me. And some of her pieces can feel like architectural, while others have organic, almost creature-like qualities. What stands out is how she pushes the limits of a simple material and proves that even something as ordinary as a colored pencil can become a powerful medium for artistic expression. So, some final thoughts is I really think her work is a testament to the power of innovation in contemporary sculpture. And by using such an unconventional material like colored pencils, she's able to challenge traditional notions of what art can be. And her work bridges fine art, craft, and design, making it accessible yet deeply thought-provoking. More than just like beautiful objects, her sculptures make us rethink how we see everyday materials and inspires us to find creativity in the most unexpected places. The balance between structure and fluidity and precision and spontaneity is what makes her work truly captivating to me. So, thank you so much for listening.